What's up, my fellow weirdos? How are you? Last week, Bungie dropped the all-new, super-duper awesome Jotunn toaster that you can get from the Bungie store. We were all expecting something along the lines of this, and instead, we got this. And for some reason, a lot of people were upset about it. I don't really know why. Bungie is a gaming company, not a toaster manufacturer. But regardless of what side of the fence you're on, this community will always come together to do one thing without fail. And that's make the best memes about whatever drama is going on, and I love it. That inspired me to pull out the old Jotunn, find the ugliest, most underused exotic I could, and pair the two together, for laughing purposes only, of course. I figured it would be interesting with all the cool new mods we have this season. I ran into a problem though. With the Jotunn, Warmind Cells, and this exotic, I was able to rip through every piece of content I threw at it, all the way up to 1340 nightfalls, with ease. I present to you, Khepri's horn. Wait, wrong picture. Khepri's horn! This hive sex toy looking exotic came out in the Osiris era, I think, and I'm sure most of you probably have one sitting in your vault taking up space. If you are one of the 5 titans out there that main this exotic, you're f***ing weird and I like it. We're friends now. The exotic armor perk on this sexy bad boy is Solar Rampart. Solar damage kills recharge your barricade, which unleashes a blast of solar energy when summoned. It basically throws out a thermite grenade wherever you pop your barricade. Doesn't seem like much, right? That's because it's not. But once you add in the Sunbreaker, Warmind Cells, Jotunn, and the Crown Splitter, you end up with a fiery, Warmind Cell creating, high damage champion clapping build. It's so good that I actually forgot how ugly the helmet was and decided to make a video about it. But, and there's always a but. What can I say? I like talking about butts. Before we get into this build, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to this channel and stuck around through all my terrible videos. While I was making this one, I hit 500 subscribers. I got excited, peed a little, and just wanted to say that I truly thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a wild ride so far. Lots of headaches, but wild. I'm gonna make this awkward if I keep talking, so let's get into it already. For the subclass, you can go with either middle tree or bottom tree Sunbreaker, depending on how you're feeling that day. If you can keep the roaring flame stacks up on the middle tree, that barricade will put out some damage. I kept switching back and forth, but I found myself gravitating more towards the bottom tree for the healing and sunspots when getting solar ability kills. Plus, with the bottom tree, you don't have to have crazy 100 stats for your abilities because the sunspots will recharge them faster anyways. Some of my stats were high, but nothing to brag about. Moving over to the mods, this will be a full-on Warmind build, and I don't care who you are, everybody loves explosions. It's a fact. We'll be using the trifecta of every Warmind build, Wrath the Rasputin, Rage of Warmind, and Global Reach. So you can create Warmind Cells from solar splash damage, and Warmind Cells can create more Warmind Cells. Just Warmind Cells everywhere. Since we're using the Jotunn, we'll be missing out on some champion stopping weapons, and that's where Hammer of the Warmind comes in. It's an artifact mod that stops overload and unstoppable champions when blowing up a Warmind Cell. I was always skeptical about this one because you can never predict having a champion and a Warmind Cell in the same place, but with the amount of Warmind Cells I was creating, it didn't seem to be an issue. And the last Warmind mod is Warmind's Decree, which is another artifact mod that creates Warmind Cells when causing void splash damage. This includes the Crown Splitter. If you thought smacking somebody in the dome with the Crown Splitter was satisfying, wait till you see a Warmind Cell pop out afterwards. You have this intimate moment where you make eye contact with a Warmind Cell, and it's glorious. For the minor mods, I used the artifact version of Ashes to Assets twice on the helmet because I'm addicted to throwing grenades and getting fast supers. On the arms, I used anti-barrier since there isn't a Warmind Cell for that, and bolstering detonation to grant class ability energy when causing damage with a grenade. On the chest, I used the basic melee and sniper damage resistance to reduce incoming damage. Fusion Rifle Scavenger on the legs to help me with the Jotunn ammo. And for the class item, I used Sundering Blast and Energy Accelerant. Sundering Blast creates an explosion when stunning a champion. It's not needed, but I figured why not since we're already blowing everything up anyways. Plus it's fun. And Energy Accelerant to basically double the damage of the Crown Splitter. And just like the Crown Splitter, Energy Accelerant indirectly buffs the Jotunn splash damage as well. It doesn't affect the actual impact damage, and it's not as big of a buff, but it's there. For the weapons, I used the Hung Jury because I needed something for anti-barrier, and despite me having a crappy roll, I farmed that thing forever and I still couldn't get a good one. It has Firefly to help create Warmind Cells and take advantage of Energy Accelerant. And you already know I'm using the Jotunn and Crown Splitter. This is a pretty straightforward build that doesn't require much effort. Just use your weapons, grenades, supers, and barrier to create Warmind Cells from Wrath the Rasputin. In some cases there was a barrier servitor and an overload in the same room. I would clear out most of the ads and use the Crown Splitter to kill the barrier. If you use the heavy attack, Warmind's Decree guarantees that a champion will poop out a Warmind Cell, which you can then shoot to stun the other champion because of Hammer of the Warmind. The Jotunn and the Crown Splitter will take care of pretty much everything from crowd control all the way up to boss damage, especially with Energy Accelerant equipped. No joke, the only thing I used the Hung Jury for was barrier champions and popping Warmind Cells. I can't take full credit for this build though. The Warmind Cell and Khepri's Horn thing has been around for a long time. All I did was add some modern mods to it, but regardless, it's a lot of fun, and that's what we're all after, right? Right? If you found this video helpful, a like would be greatly appreciated, but more importantly, just be a good person to one another. Seriously, and have a fantastic day. Thank you!